And with these words, I would now invite Professor Явлинский to make your presentation, please.
Yes, thank you very much. It's a great privilege to be on the panel with such kind of speakers. That's why I want simply to follow and to develop what was said just before. I want to tell you that I think that good governance depends on all of us very much. Without us, good governance simply not possible. We are responsible for good governance in our countries. You can't have a good governance simply as granted. What are the preconditions of the good governance? From my point of view, main preconditions for the good governance is a strong public control, which would lead that government and governance to real transparency. Under the good governance, what means implementing decision implementing. I have no doubts that that means not so much leaders, even if you have wonderful leaders, but institutions. And that's also rely on us and depends on us. If we as the people are creating really procedures and institutions in politics, in economics, this is the task for the nation, if nation really wants to have a good governance. Decision-making, it's very much depends on the leaders which we have, but it's, from my point of view, we can have a very clear criteria what means a leader for a good governance. Besides all the other qualities, it must be the person which have vision. I'm afraid that very often at the modern world we forget about that. We forget that the main quality for good governance is vision, and I would add, which is based on truth, which is not very often you can find at the moment. And certainly in every century you can find the criteria. What means a good governance in different centuries? There were such periods of time in mankind history when good governance was the enlightened monarchy, and the people were very happy about the enlightened monarchs. But I think in the 21st century, any kind of debate or discussion about the good governance without real genuine democracy is simply senseless. That's why I want to underline that the criteria for the 21st century of the good governance is the human dignity and human freedom. More freedom, better governance. More human dignity in the country, better governance. And that is comparatively easy to understand because the 21st century is the century of creativity. That means that this is a century of the free people, and the respect to the people and the respect to their dignity is maybe the main feature in the 21st century of the good governance. And once again, it very much depends on how we are taking part in the elections, what kind of a choice we are doing, how politically active we are, how active we are in creating in our countries good governance. Thank you.